This is the story of something that still sends chills down my spine. I'm going to tell you about the most terrifying experience of my life, a true stalker horror story that I barely survived. It all started when I moved into a small apartment in a quiet neighborhood. It wasn't the best place, but it was cheap, and as a student, I couldn't afford much. The building was old, the hallway lights flickered sometimes, and at night, the silence felt too heavy. But I didn't care. I had a place of my own. At first, everything was normal. My daily routine was simple: go to university, come back, study, and watch a movie before bed. But then, strange things started happening. One night, while I was in bed scrolling through my phone, I heard a noise outside my window. My apartment was on the 3rd floor, so there was no way anyone could be out there. But the sound was clear, like nails scratching against the glass. My heart pounded as I slowly pulled back the curtain. Nothing. The empty darkness of the night stared back at me. Maybe it was my imagination, I thought. But something felt wrong. The next day, I shrugged it off and went about my routine. But then I started noticing other strange things. My front door was unlocked when I was sure I had locked it. Things in my apartment seemed slightly moved, like my books, my keys, and even my toothbrush. I told myself I was just overthinking, maybe too stressed from studies. Then came the night when I finally realized I wasn't imagining things. It was around 2 a.m. I was half asleep when I heard it, the sound of breathing. Not mine, someone else's. It was soft but steady, just outside my bedroom door. I froze. My mind raced. Was someone inside my apartment? I reached for my phone with trembling hands and turned on the flashlight, aiming it at the door. The moment the light hit the doorway, the breathing stopped. Silence. I held my breath, listening. Nothing. But I knew what I had heard. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I checked every inch of my apartment. The locks seemed fine. The windows were shut. Nothing was stolen. But I felt something. Someone had been inside, watching me. I called my best friend Daniel and told him everything. He laughed at first, saying I was watching too many horror movies. But when he saw my pale face and the fear in my voice, he took me seriously. That evening, Daniel stayed over. We double-checked all the locks and windows. He even set up a small camera facing my front door, just to make me feel safer. "If anything happens, we'll know," he said. I slept a little better that night. But when I woke up the next morning and checked the camera footage, my blood ran cold. At around 3 a.m., the camera had caught something. A figure, barely visible, standing at my door. Not knocking, not moving, just standing, watching. The video showed him standing there for almost an hour. Then slowly, he reached out, touched the doorknob, and walked away. I felt sick. Someone was stalking me, watching me while I slept. We called the police, but they weren't much help. "There's no crime," they said. "It could just be a prank." A prank? I knew this was more than that. That night, I couldn't sleep again. I sat in my bed, every little sound making me jump. Then, around midnight, I heard something worse. A whisper, coming from inside my closet. My body turned to ice. The whisper was faint, almost like someone talking to themselves. I couldn't understand the words, but the tone. It was chilling. I wanted to run, to scream, but my body wouldn't move. Slowly, with shaking hands, I grabbed my phone and texted Daniel. "He's inside. Help." Seconds later, he called me. I didn't answer, too scared to make a sound. But then I heard it. The closet door creaking open. That's when I ran. I bolted out of my apartment and straight to Daniel's place, my breath heavy, my heart hammering. Daniel opened the door and saw my face. "We're calling the police," he said before I could say anything. When the police arrived at my apartment, they found nothing. No one. But something was off. The closet door was wide open. Inside, in the darkness, they found something even worse. A small hole in the back wall leading to a hidden passage. And inside that passage, a mattress, empty food wrappers, a notebook. Someone had been living in my walls, watching me, following my every move. The police searched the entire building but found nothing. Whoever had been inside was gone. I moved out the next day. I didn't care about losing the deposit. I didn't care about anything except getting away. For months, I had nightmares. Every time I closed my eyes, I imagined him, standing in the dark, watching me sleep, whispering in my closet. I still don't know who he was. The police never found him. But sometimes, late at night, I wake up, feeling like someone is still watching me, and I wonder, what if he never stopped?